Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Thom Fisher.
Thank you. Are you enjoying the show so far? Let them hear it backstage. Aren't they great? Reba's doing a costume change and the band's taking a little break. Welcome to the Riverside. This is a wonderful place. Before the show, they gave me a tour of the High Roller Suite, and it's really something. But they were explaining to me that they recently had to remove the mirror that was on the ceiling over the circular bed. That's because the last high roller that was in there, he called at the front desk in the middle of the night to complain that he woke up, looked up, and thought he was being attacked by a pajama-clad skydiver. I don't know about you guys, but I have a mirror over my bed. I really hope I have a partner, and I want the words on that mirror to read, "Objects are larger than they appear." You know, ladies, us men are so insecure about that, so silly. I guess that's why we have those commercials on late at night for male enhancement cream. You seen those? You know, it's supposed to make you bigger down there. Got me thinking, if that product really worked, don't men who use male enhancement cream also wind up with really big hands? Walk down the street like Mickey Mouse. This is my first engagement in Laughlin, and so, you know, I use my GPS for directions to get here. But my GPS is really cool because it talks to me using celebrity voices. The first voice on my trip was Christopher Walken. You know, Tom, you gotta get rid of the horn and use more cowbell. You know, take 95, 93, or is it both? I don't know, it's crazy. Tom, listen, don't listen to Walken. Listen to me, actor Nicolas Cage. Just take every route to the Riverside possible, the same way I accept every movie role ever offered to me. Just a minute, Tom, just a minute. This is the voice of the late, great Katharine Hepburn. And Buster, you need to slow this car down right away. You need to slow the car down, or I'm going to pee myself and end up standing on Golden Pond. Proud to tell you, I'm a middle-aged guy, but I recently went back to college and finished my degree, yeah. I don't know how much good it's going to do me because I double majored in agriculture and biology. Hey, I figured that way at least I would know my ass from a hole in the ground. I moved to Nevada from Atlantic City because they said that, you know, we were free to go. Atlantic City, gritty place, man. You know, if Dorothy landed there instead of Oz and looked underneath the Atlantic City boardwalk, she would be, winos and hookers and pimps, oh my, winos and hookers and pimps. Does anybody remember what killed the Wicked Witch of the West at the end of The Wizard of Oz? You know, melting, I'm melting. Anybody? Yeah, that's right. You know what that means? That means she never, ever bathed. Those flying monkeys had to grow wings just to flap the stench back of my skin. Married people in the audience, let me hear you. Yeah? I've been married now for 10 great years, out of about 22 total. You know, marriage is totally about commitment, and sometimes I totally want to commit suicide. I didn't mean that. I meant homicide. Now I open the car doors for my wife just like I did when we were dating, only now when I do it, the car's going 70 and I'm pushing. No, she's okay. My wife is a former college gymnast. That sounds pretty good, guys, doesn't it? And it was in the beginning. Now, every time after we fool around, she sounds more like a gymnastics judge. I'm sorry, honey. Last night I had to deduct 2/10 of a point for that sloppy dismount. But, by the way, she's in the audience tonight, and I am so dead. Hey, before I continue, I want to congratulate each and every one of you for surviving another week of our presidential election race. Way to go. What an insult fest, huh? My goodness, today Donald Trump said Hillary Clinton was a woman who was so cold that every time she opened her mouth, the refrigerator light comes on. Hillary kind of got even, though. The press asked Donald what he thought about foreign aid, and Trump said, "No, I don't think we need any." The race is getting a little closer now if you listen to the news. It seems that Hillary is following the polls faster than Bill Cosby's dates after their first cocktail. You know, this race, our choice that we have now, kind of makes me have a lot fonder feelings about our past presidents. I remember a young John Kennedy playing touch football on the front lawn of the White House, and we all remember how many times he scored. I think about Richard Nixon, who went to see the X-rated movie Deep Throat 6 times because he said that he wanted to get it down pat. This is what I'm saying. Ooh. I remember George W. Bush, who at a White House function actually waved hello to Stevie Wonder. Hi, Stevie. I got no joke for that. You can look it up. That really happened. And finally, we will have our legacy of our current president, Barack Obama, who has left a legacy of health care that's now about as affordable as a high roller suite at Caesar's Palace. Well, you know what? I'm tired of complaining about it. I'm going to do something about it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I, Thom Fisher, am announcing that I am a candidate for President of the United States of America. And I'm going to win. I'm going to win. Let me tell you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to legally change my name to none of the above. So let me ask you right now, who this November wants to vote for none of the above? Let me hear you. I think I got a chance. And boy, is our country in big trouble, huh? You know, back when he was president, Bill and Hillary Clinton went out to one of those baseball stadiums, you know, for opening day. Little known story, right before the game started, Bill Clinton scooped up Hillary in his arms and whoop, tossed her out of the presidential box. Well, as you can imagine, the Secret Service raced up and whispered in Bill's ear, and Bill said, "Oh, now I understand. These people invited me here because they wanted me to throw out the first pitch." I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Hillary. I feel your pain. Hillary, I love you. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been wonderful. Now, before I go, I simply want to wish for each and every one of you the same long and happy life that my grandfather enjoyed. My grandfather died at the ripe old age of 86 peacefully in his sleep. Unfortunately, the 3 other passengers in this car at that moment, they died screaming their heads off. I'm Thom Fisher. Vote for none of the above and enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you so much.